Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year! I hope everyone had a great holiday. So, I will be doing my top 10 favorite books I read in the year 2017. So, I read about 45 books, and I gave an average of 3 stars, which I rate that as I liked it, but I didn't love it. It was kind of average. So, let's get started in no particular order. The first book is Six of Crows by Leo Bardugo. So this is a young adult fantasy novel about Kaz Brecker, who has been offered tons of money, and in order to receive that, he has to pull off an impossible heist. So Kaz enlists six of the deadliest outcasts to help him. So what made this one of my favorites is the characters. Even though there were so many, it wasn't hard for me to follow. You got to know each one of them, and it wasn't confusing throughout the book. It was fast paced, and I was on the edge of my seats at times. The second book is Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. So this is a fantasy fiction novel that mixes Norse mythology with his version of storytelling. I loved it, but I'm really into mythology, especially Norse, because as you all probably know, I love Thor. Plus, I'm a big fan of Neil Gaiman, and so having both of them was a good combination. If you aren't into mythology, then I wouldn't recommend this book, but even if you are a little curious, then I think this is a good place to start since it mixes storytelling while staying true to the myth. The third one is Night Film by Marisha Pessl. So this is a mystery thriller fiction novel about Scott McGrath, who is an investigative reporter who lost his reputation when he wrote a false story about the legendary filmmaker Stan Cordova. So when Ashley Cordova, his daughter, dies from an apparent suicide, Scott feels like there's more to her death. I love a good mystery novel, and this book did not disappoint. So what made this one of my favorites was I liked the mixed media approach. It felt like I was reading a true crime novel. So the fourth book is Swords of Summer by Rick Riordan. This is the first book in the Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series. This is a middle grade fantasy novel series. So this follows Magnus Chase, who life changes when a man tells him he is the son of a Norse god. So now Magnus has to search in the 9 worlds for a weapon that will help stop Ragnarok. So this was a light-hearted, quick read. Again, it deals with Norse mythology, so I loved it. It was very similar to the Percy Jackson series, so if you did not like those series, I would not read this series. The fifth book is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This is a science fiction dystopian novel. So this follows Wade Watts, who lives in a world where it is not the greatest, and so people escape into the virtual world Oasis. The creator of Oasis has hidden Easter eggs throughout the world, and he said that the person who finds them all will win his fortune. And so when Wade is the first one to find an Easter egg, he soon finds out that some people will kill to win the ultimate prize. I absolutely loved this book. I will recommend it to everyone. It has a lot of pop culture references that any geek will love. And I really loved how the main girl character was just as smart, was just as capable at the game as the boy character. The sixth book is Illuminati by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. So this is about two mega corporations who are at war over a planet, but this planet is still being lived on. So Ezra and Katie have to fight their way onto an evacuating fleet with the enemy still in pursuit. So what I really liked about this book is that it was told through hacked documents, such as emails, schematics, and military files. So I thought that was pretty unique. The seventh book is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. So this is a young adult mystery novel. This follows Audrey Rhodes Wadsworth, who in secret has to work with her uncle in his laboratory to practice forensic medicine. In doing so, this brings her close to the investigation of the serial murderer Jack the Ripper. So what I really liked about this book was Audrey Rhodes Wadsworth. She was such a strong, independent woman. So at that time period, women are expected to get married and wear tea dresses and basically be a socialite. But that's not what she wanted. She wanted to further her career and her knowledge, and I just loved that. She was a good role model. Number 8 is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. This is a science fiction humor novel about Arthur Dent, who is plucked from Earth minutes before it's destroyed, so him and his friend begin their journey throughout the galaxy. I loved it. It was such a witty, clever book, and Stephen Fry did a brilliant job at narrating the audiobook. Number 9 is Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leah Bardugo. This is a young adult fantasy novel about Diana, who is an Amazon princess, and she breaks the Amazon law by risking her life to save a mortal. Soon she realizes that this isn't just an ordinary girl, she is the bringer of war. So together the girls go on a mission to stop the destruction of the world while being chased by the enemy who wants to stop them. This is such a fun book, and I really appreciated how diverse it was, and I liked the bond between the women. They were so strong. So the last book is Warcross by Marie Lu. This is labeled as a young adult science fiction novel. So this is about Emma Chen, who is a bounty hunter to catch players who bet on the game Warcross illegally. So Emika is really in need of cash, and so when she sees an opportunity to hack into the opening game of Warcross to earn her some cash, she accidentally glitches herself into the game. So she thought she would be arrested, but instead the creator hires her to uncover the security problem. So this book was fast-paced and it was thrilling, and I couldn't put it down. I really liked the virtual world and all it had to offer. It was so intriguing. You could store memories into the device, and so you could look back onto it, and it also made speaking to people from different countries a lot easier, because if you're talking to someone with a different language, subtitles would appear as they are speaking. I did like the character Emma Chen because she's a badass hacker. However, she is a Mary Sue, so that was kind of a bummer. Plus, the romance in the book is sort of insta-love. So this book is being compared to Ready Player One, and I see the similarities, but I did enjoy both of them for their differences. I recommend reading both, but if you only want to read one, I suggest reading Ready Player One, because Warcross seemed more of a young adult book than Ready Player One. Warcross had a lot of the young adult trope in it. So those are all my favorites of the year 2017. Let me know your favorites. So like and subscribe, and I shall see you later. Bye!